Alrighty, good people. Fantastic, Bob. Bob. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. Bob. What have they won? Oh, Bob. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the AI Learning Lab live from the road in scenic Princeton, New Jersey. Oh, man. We'll let people get coming on in here. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, what are you doing here? Why do you do this to yourself? What are you thinking? What do you think? These are bad life choices that you're making. What'd you do Wednesday night? I don't want to talk about it. Well, no. What'd you do? Did you go out and get drunk? No. Did you binge watch Handmaid's Tale? No. What'd you do? I watched some old guy on TikTok. What? Why would you do that? There's no better hobby. AI Learning Lab coming in hot. It's hot, people. I got a little chance to explore X today in between meetings and look at what was going on. And it seems like the big hit from Google I/O is VO3, which is the new video generating model. So a couple of things about VO3 that I have learned. They announced VO3 and they announced Flow, which is a video editing tool which does video and image generation. If you pay the $25 a month for the Gemini Pro plan, then your Flow editor only uses VO2. It doesn't use VO3, so it won't do sound generation. In order to use VO3, you need to be on the Gemini Ultra plan, which is $250 a month. And it only includes 83 clips of video per month. Like, that's the limit, 83. If you've ever made any AI video, you can burn through 83 clips just trying to get one clip right. Now, this model's better, but still, it's very expensive at this point still, so it's very limited. There's a part of me that wants to give up my GPT Pro account and get this thing. But it seems like a lot of money. Still not home. Thought your podcast was in your home office today. Suspicious. Yeah, the podcast today was a pre-recorded session, which is why I was talking about going to Washington in the future tense during the podcast today. We try to do those things so they look like they're live, and I was in there actually live chatting, but I didn't know if I would be available for it, so we decided to use a pre-canned one. So yes, so I am still on the road. I am. I got 2 more days. I got tomorrow. We got one more meeting in the morning. Then I have my agency.com 30th anniversary in the afternoon or the evening. And then I go to sleep, and then I get up and leave for back home. And I'm ready. My hair's ready. My hair is corporate puffy. Oh man. Good. I don't have to quit the detective agency just yet. No, you're good. You're doing great. So good news tonight. We have producer Brandon in the house. So how many people do we have over there in the StreamYard? Producer Brandon. So we got 10 folks over there. We got 14 folks here in the TikTok live. TikTok. So do me a favor, if you're in TikTok, share this. Normally, the purpose for me singing songs with a dog at the beginning of these shows is to just give people time to, come in and make their nachos and make an excuse for their wife why they're going to go watch a TikTok channel of an old man, you know, things like that. It takes a little time to get the logistics right, you know? So we'll just wrap here for a bit, but if you would just share that source camp. And I actually did have nachos tonight. Perfect. Since you're set up, you can't come up. Why not? You could come up. I don't get it. All that's missing is the hot pocket. See, you're up.
Hey, no, I said since you were set up to do the screen share, I could come up if you like.
Oh, could come up. Yes. So,
Yes.
so yeah, let's have you come up. And why don't we even look? We'll give you the big spotlight. Look at this. Watch this.
Wow. Well,
Uh,
hey, hi everybody.
All right. So, and I'm in the little window here, and you can see me there. Okay. So this is producer Brandon. Hi, producer Brandon.
Hello.
Oh, you know what's so funny? I realized last night we were doing. I don't know if you know this. I do these TikTok live things like regularly, like nightly. So last night I was doing one of these, and Steve-O, he's from Australia. He whipped up this image of like a guy in glasses with a beard and a Google I/O hat, and I am so full of myself. I thought, oh, that was really sweet of him to do that of me. Wonder why he put a beard on me. I thought he did it for me and just malprompted it. And I realized, no, you were getting the loving. So you were at Google I/O. And so
Yes.
tell us everything. What did you learn and love and hate? And like, I also want to hear the stuff like where was the sort of bullshit, smoke and mirrors versus, you know, where was the good stuff?
Yeah, so it was my first Google I/O. I've had the privilege of doing trusted testing for Google for a couple of different products. I think that's why I got invited, because it is an invite-only event. But I got to go. It was my first I/O ever. I'm very happy and privileged to be there.
Congrats.
Flew out there on
No.
very little sleep. But it was in Mountain View, California. For anybody who is familiar with the area, beautiful venue, big campus. Security was tight. There were a ton of people there. It was really like getting into like an.
Oh, we just lost Brandon. Wonder if that's
There we
hotel
go.
Wi.
Whoa,
Wait, hang on.
I'm
You
back.
just froze for a second. So it was very close to like being in an amusement park or something you said?
Yeah. Security was tight. There were like 5,000 people there. And it was crazy the amount of lines. I was not anticipating having to stand in so many lines.
Yeah.
Over.
You're at a marketing event and you're having to stand in line. That's pretty funny.
So the longest line I stood in was to get into the sandbox area, which was an hour, to get into the area where you could play with all the toys.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
Danielle said, did they pay for your flight and hotel?
they did not, but they got
Right.
me in for free,
Yeah.
and I got to play with all the tools. But no, Kyle, did you not get my invoice for that? The flight.
Well, we've routed it to the approval committee.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know the good. Obviously, you've already touched on VO. VO was center stage. They did a bunch of custom stuff. It looks really impressive. They were showing on the demo stage. You could play around with it a little bit and prompt it, and it. I got some prompts from people of how to prompt it. So we talked a little bit about, with their product team. What's really cool about VO and Flow in particular is that they worked with creatives and people
Yeah.
from the creative industry
Yeah.
to build that product. So it's not just like
that seemed clear. I was saying last night, it was like Flow right now in its current state is like the minimum viable product. What, for if you were a creative and you needed something that just did the basics of what you would need it to do to make a film, like that's what it is. Like there's no frill on it whatsoever. But the fact that you can trim the clips and extend them and stitch a bunch of them together is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and it was definitely an event that was geared towards keeping the investors happy compared to previous IOs where they really focused on the consumer grade stuff. They were really focused on making sure that the investors knew that they were not taking second place to OpenAI in anything. They were benchmarking above the rest. They were injecting Gemini into every aspect of the Google ecosystem and experience.
Yeah.
And it was, in a lot of ways, a very standard Google I/O. They had Waymo was represented there, the self-driving car arm. They had the robotics arm. Willow, I got to play. They had an arcade game set up where you could race a quantum computer. Everybody lost against the quantum computer. Um, and
this is a training for accepting that we are no longer the smartest thing on the planet.
yeah. But then they did other things too. Like they helped me with my basketball shot. They had a basketball court set up that was they had cameras trained on it, so you take your shot and then they tell you what you did wrong and
Yeah.
in real time. I think for me personally, the two coolest demos that I saw were the XR glasses. We got to try on the XR glasses, which they actually retrofitted to my prescription, which I appreciated. They had a little lens crafter station set up there where they measured my prescription and they retrofitted the prototype frames so I could actually see out of them.
Really? That's pretty
And
brilliant.
yeah, and they had the so if you're familiar with the Meta Ray Bans, they're very, very similar in design. They've got the camera, they've got the touchpad on the side, the
Yeah.
open ear bone
Speaker.
conducting speakers,
Yeah.
and the thing that made them stand out differently is the heads-up display, which is very similar to 11 years ago when they launched the original Google Glass, having that heads-up display in your frame. It
Yeah.
was very unobtrusive. It was very natural to have it right there in your frame, but it was translucent, so it didn't distract me. I didn't have to go cross-eyed looking at it. And what it
Was
would
it
do
just
is like
one
if I
eye?
yeah, with one eye, and if you read a text message and it was far enough out that it was projected far enough out in the latent space in front of you that you could just kind of look ahead of yourself and see the words popping up like a teleprompter or like,
Huh.
just in the space in front of you. If you've ever played around with the Google Maps live view where you flip your camera up while you're walking and you can
Yeah.
see it's giving you the directions, it very much felt like that experience
That's cool.
where it was just a heads up display.
I,
The
I could
other
see I could
demo,
see there I could see developing a social awkwardness app which just pops up what to say at a party.
oh,
So someone comes up to you
lost
and
Kyle.
introduces, hello, hello.
There we go. Yes, nope, sorry, there you are. Hotel Wi-Fi again.
Yeah. I was just saying a killer app would be the social awkwardness app that just you walk into a party and someone says hi to you and it tells you what to say next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Um, yeah, and I saw Valerie's comment. They don't have transition lenses, but I'm imagining that they could because the
Yeah.
technology is all based on the hardware that's outside of the lens. So once you can get them in prescription lenses, once they go live with their relationship with Warby Parker, um, eh, I'm imagining you can get the lenses in any style, and then the prism just lays over on top. The
Yeah.
other aspect that was
Winston
really oh,
Winston
sorry, go
just
ahead.
said the CEO Sundar Pichai, and truly all of those IO speakers presented really well. I enjoyed it, which I thought that too. Like it didn't have the awkwardness of many of like even some of the early Google things they brought up, just people that were a little too engineery. And I thought the speakers they had, it was starting to feel reminiscent of an Apple event.
Yeah, and they definitely pushed the idea that Gemini can help you code without knowing how to code. One of
Oh,
the preview things that they did before the keynote started was they came up and vibe coded a selfie app that leveraged your camera
mm-hmm.
and would allow you to take a picture, and then it gave you a little poem, and then they prompted Gemini to put a QR code and make it into a QR code, which I didn't know Gemini can generate QR codes. Fun fact, Gemini can generate QR codes. And so then they put it up on screen and everyone could do it.
Huh.
And along those similar lines with coding, one of the most impressive demos that didn't make the headlines was a back of the napkin sketch to app. So they literally had a doodle on a napkin of an idea of an app, took a
Yeah.
picture of it, and told Gemini to make the thing, and it, in canvas mode, made a viable version of the app. It's very similar to Perplexity or I'm sorry, Claude
Claude. Yeah.
artifacts,
Yeah.
and having it just there, but it could do infographics. You could have it make a web applet, and it just, everybody there was super friendly, super welcoming. I was talking to one of the PMs about how there have all of the different models and how all of the different things, and how it's really confusing for folks like us who are in the weeds with this, but every different model serves its own purpose. If you're a developer for games, you want to go here. If you're a scientist, you want to go here. If you want to tweak your own model and talk to dolphins, you can download Gemma. Like, everything has its place, but underneath all of it is the architecture of Gemini and their base models that really are the infrastructure and architecture that power all of those different modalities. And
Yeah.
it was just really
I mean,
fascinating to see.
yeah, part of the challenge with that argument is that Gemini is also the name of, it's gemini.google.com, right? Which is the front end, right? So it's
Mhm.
like similar to ChatGPT, it's GPT-3 or 4 sitting underneath ChatGPT, sitting underneath, and it's just, they continue to I don't know, like, damage their own ease of use by being imprecise with their naming, which, you'd think as engineers they could engineer their way out of it, but no.
Yeah.
Because I guess engineers are just, let's do some sequential numbering and that's all we need. That's clear.
And a lot of the newer things that they've started rolling out in testing are available at labs.google. So if you want to try on some of the new experiments, as they call them, including trying on clothes virtually, like taking a picture of yourself and seeing what you look like in a denim jacket,
Yeah.
you could do that now with labs.google on the Google app.
Oh, okay, cool. Was there anything that you felt was sort of vaporwary or overly marketed, under delivered?
I think they leaned very heavily on the potential of VO3, and kind of buried the lead on the fact that you only got 83 generations for $250 a month, right? Like,
Yeah,
they really highlighted the capability of it without
yeah.
mentioning that part on stage.
Well, and I'm going to go look at a bunch of examples I saw on X, because the examples are truly impressive. And what's impressive about them is not that they do video well. It's not that they do audio and sound effects and voice and this and that. It's that it does it all together, right? It's making essentially fully edited scenes, right? With sound effects, acting, character design, action design, SFX, just all of it rolled in there. And, if I think about, if I were a filmmaker, $250 a month for something like that is nothing. If I want to truly make a film, right? Um, but yeah, but it's funny because we're coming out of SaaS world, right? Where, SaaS products are whatever they are, a nickel a month, $5 a month, 10, $20 a month. And we're starting to see subscription prices like, there's $20, $250, $2,000. At some point, we'll probably see $20,000. And the immediate response, coming out of like, well, I'm willing to pay you $5 a month for your thing. The concept of paying 20 grand a month is ridiculous. But if that 20 grand buys you, $2 million worth of, PhD level labor, right, that is going to work 24/7, well, all of a sudden that's a bargain, right? And that gap right now is just, I think it's something that we're going to have to get used to. And as early adopters, we're going to likely overpay for, under delivering tech for a while, but
Yeah. And, the
such
other
is
thing that was really interesting to me is the makeup of the audience. So I was expecting, being at a developer conference, that there would be a bunch of tech nerds like me that,
life.
were just trying to glean off of what Google was doing.
Yeah,
But there were some logos on the name badges that, I mean, Ford was there, PayPal was there,
yeah,
Walmart had like 4 people that I was talking to in line, and they're trying to figure out how they can deploy all of this technology on the back end at the enterprise level. And
yeah,
so, for anybody who thinks that, the enterprise world is owned by AWS and Azure and Microsoft, there were a lot of folks that are really paying attention to what Google is doing on the AI side.
yeah. No, and it's, listen. I think you were part of the learning lab in the salon back when when they did this IO conference in 23, like right after ChatGPT came out, and it was an embarrassment. Like, it was bad. And then even the one in 24 last year was okay, but it was mostly vaporware, right? Like, a lot of stuff was announced and very little of it shipped. The thing I was struck by yesterday was they'd make an announcement, and for the most part, they said available today, available today, available today. And it's like, even if they were sort of rolling things out this week, it was like, you'll see it this week, not, at some indiscriminate point in the future. So I feel like they have definitely turned the ship. And it's funny, like on X, a lot of people are like, they're completely slaying open AI. It's like, well, like they're at least at parity, right? They're at least in the conversation now. And 2 years ago, quite frankly, they weren't, right? It was
Yeah.
really bad. So that's exciting to see. Oh, Pate wasn't
Biggest
there.
disappointment that Pate wasn't there. That was the biggest
That
disappointment.
sucks. That's too bad.
But yeah, I mean, I'm working on an article for the Salon, that
Oh,
kind of
cool.
highlights the stuff that wasn't in the keynote, and
Yeah,
the experience of being at I/O and all the backstage stuff.
that's great.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and don't sleep on Google.
Yeah.
They're at the point now where Quinn might have some competition.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the other thing, is the Gemini Live. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have it yet on my iOS app, but that ability to do live camera stuff, like, again, like, that's like OpenAI, ChatGPT is already doing it, but like, again, they're kind of at parity. They've got the natural voice, they have the live camera, they have, be able, you've got this live visual assistant. They've got VO2, or 3, which at this point is significantly state of the art. And you know what's funny is, I knew that it was going to be big because it wasn't some like video product manager that tweeted it. It was Demis Hassabis, right? The head of, the co-CEO, I think, of Google, and the founder of DeepMind. He's the one that said, VO2 or VO3 is coming, and it's going to be really good. So I had a feeling it was going to be good, but it looks really, really quite remarkable.
Yeah, I think I might have offended the product manager for the robotics division, though, when I asked him how soon they would be able to unload my dishwasher. Uh, he did
What
not.
did he say?
It's like, well, he goes, well, maybe 5-10 years, but we're thinking for additional use cases and applications that are you know bigger.
Yeah, yeah. Brian Whitney asks, is that all only with paid Gemini? So with paid Gemini, there's two levels. There's what's called Gemini Pro, which is $25 a month, and then there's Gemini Ultra, which is $249.99. And the $250 subscription is the only subscription right now that gets you access to VO3.
You do get a free trial, not a free trial. They do a free trial of Pro, and if you want Ultra, you can get it for 3 months at 50% off.
Yeah, there you go. So for $125, you get 83 video clips per month. So you can do a grand total of, what is that? 249 video clips for the next 3 months.
Don't use them all in the
For
same video.
$450. So it's basically
Yeah.
$2 a clip. So it's still pricey. But again, if you're upset about that, one is, if you're doing commercial film work, that's still a fucking bargain. And if if you're not doing production film work, give it a year, right? It'll be 10x or 20x or 100x cheaper. So, and probably pretty instant. In fact, I saw there was a post today from Robert Scoble that talked about he got demoed a new piece of video technology that's like it's generating dynamic video scenes like in real time. Like as you're describing it, it's making it, and it's like you're not waiting for it to render. So yeah, I think if 2025 was the year where video went from unusable to usable, I think 2026 is where it goes to magical, right? Where it's just like you just talk films into existence.
Exactly. So, but yeah, happy to vibe comment with folks in the salon or in the comments here.
Okay, cool.
We don't have our sticky note list tonight because of the setup.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll just
so I'll just do my best. Yeah, exactly. Just I can see TikTok comments right in front of me because it's in front of everything. But thanks for popping up here, Brandon.
Yeah, don't forget your tabs and black bar.
Yep. Okay. Bye. Yeah, and I don't know. Just I think yell at me on TikTok will be easier for me to see. Okay. So let's go to let's go to Twitter. Okay, so what I want to do now is I've got to change my tabs. Speaking of make sure your tabs are right, why don't I start out and do that first? Okay, so here's you all know I'm working on a musical, right? So this is from Ethan Mollick. The prompt is a big Broadway musical about garlic bread with elaborate costumes and a Sondheim-like vibe. And then this is what it made.
Garlic bread, my heart's true desire. With every bite, my soul. Garlic bread, my heart's true desire. With every bite, my soul.
So a couple of things. Holy shit. Right? Holy shit. And then like notice it's got, so it starts out with that scene. Then it cuts to him in a kind of solo shot with his bread. They do their thing. There was something interesting here where I notice
garlic bread.
So he's singing garlic bread, and if you look at the mouths behind him, they're not singing the same words as him. So it's like the physics of the people behind him. It's not just mimicking, whatever's the main subject. They're kind of operating independently. Then they go to this shot, this wide shot of the whole set with the whole cast. And then let's go back. Like, is it consistent? Not 100%. Like, I don't know what this arched thing is because that's not here. Oh, yeah, it is. It's down here. It is. So that's consistent. And then we go to them singing together. I think that's where it ends. So it's 4 shots. Set consistency, character independence. It wrote a song, and the characters are singing songs. Just to get Suno to make a song where a man and a woman sing together, much less a chorus, is an absolute fucking train wreck. So I don't know how many shots Ethan Mollick gave, but
garlic bread, my heart's true desire. With every bite, my soul. Garlic bread.
Crazy. Okay. So let me show you this thing now. Do I want to do this one? Yeah, I'll do this one first. Okay. So this was some dude just, the Twitter engagement dudes that they just go out and get everyone else's work and then consolidate it. But this is one of those 20 insane examples Less than 24 hours ago, Google dropped VO3, blurring the line between reality and AI. In video and audio quality is so lifelike, it's unsettling. Here's 20 insane examples. If you ever write tweets like this, stop watching this channel. Thank you. It's a little public service announcement. But this guy actually did us a favor because I don't need to go.
So I went to the zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
When we get in there, I want no bullshit. You stay on my 6 at all times.
Stay sharp. These fuckers are nasty and dangerous. Stay alert. What the hell happened here? Where are the bodies?
Okay, now to be clear, this is not, there's a couple of things going on here. I think these clips were made by VO3. This is a minute-long clip, so they obviously stitched a bunch of these together. This also has contiguous music across the clips. So the music here was added in post, and these clips were all stitched together. But just looking at the opening scene where you've got, the car driving, cut to the inside, you get him saying whatever he's saying. The camera swings around to the driver, then cuts back to him, and it still looks like him. And he might be in a different seat in the car, but it's pretty close. Right. And then they cut back, and then, so this is pretty remarkable stuff. Yay, militarized police. Kyle, this might be a thing to do. What might be a thing to do? Gemini can call the Google Assistant through extensions now. I guess everyone's advancing. Looks great, and I like garlic bread. What's worthy to get from IO? Well, this is one thing we're looking at is VO3, I think, is worthy to look at. Oh, this one annoyed the fuck out of me just because I hate ASMR, but it did ASMR pretty well because it annoyed me.
Hi, and welcome to the channel.
Ugh, God, it makes me want to vomit. I have dysphonia or whatever the fuck it's called. I hate ASMR so bad. Here's a streamer. Look at his eyes, how pinned open they are.
Okay, so this is how you start. You find a tree and you just punch it down.
I mean, these are coming out of the model like wholesale. Opera singer. Now, what I don't know is how well, I know in Flow you can extend things. Could you keep extending the garlic song to make a full Broadway musical? I don't know. Misophonia. Yes, I have misophonia. That one. Fucking hate that shit.
See some opinions. I mean, man, the acceleration is crazy. You look far, step on the pedal, and you are there.
I feel safe with him in an SUV, and it seems to be like the right type of car for him.
I think the range is only going to get better. Sorry.
We don't want to drive gas cars anymore.
Yeah, no more gas cars.
You can see I'm kind of a misfit here, but don't tell anyone. I've just bought an electric car.
I think it's really great for families and for little.
I mean, it's bonkers. It's bonkers. Bonkers. It's bonkers, I tell you. Oh, this is a good one. It's not a bad explosion. Like, the physics here is as good as anything I've seen, and the fact that they're doing full-on sound mixing. And to be clear, it's not sound mixing. So if you know how these things work, it's right. This is a model that's been trained on, like, you know, fully blown out, not just video clips, but probably movie clips. It'd be interesting to know what they trained these on. What's that thing? Machine earnings. I don't know what that is. Okay. The kids' cooking show.
Elbow grease. Hey! Now this takes some elbow grease.
Hey! Watch it, lady. I'm trying to rise here.
Now this takes some elbow grease.
Hey! Watch it.
The biker dude bought the electric car. Notebook LM also quietly announced video overviews coming soon. Yep, I saw that. But, you know, they're not here, so that doesn't matter as much. Think of the money movie makers will save doing car crashes and explosions. Like, every single thing is in. I mean, I continue to say this, but I think because we're such a media hungry society, we know how movies are made. We know how expensive they are. We know that you can't make a movie without, you know, literally a production crew of 150 people or more, right? Thousands sometimes. And all of a sudden, you can just prompt something into existence. And, you know, the special effects people are going to say, well, they're not as good and blah, 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 and like all that stuff. But this is back to a source camp thing, right? And a Ethan Malik thing. This is as bad as these things are ever going to be. And, you know, the stuff that we're looking at here is in the neighborhood of good enough for 90% of TV ads, for 90% of narrative. Now, just like when motion pictures came out, you could argue that we don't need live theater to tell stories anymore, right? But Broadway still exists, right? The live theater experience still exists. It's just a much smaller percentage of the media mix than it used to be, right? When you didn't have film, you had to have live performance. That was just the way it was. AI generated movies are going to be the same. There are still going to be some niche filmmakers that make films the old fashioned way with, you know, humans and sets and all that sort of shit. But it's going to be a luxury to do it that way is where I think this goes. But you know, what's cool is you've got all the people that might be displaced from being able to do one component of a movie. Like maybe you just do motion graphics and you can contribute to movies in that way. But now with someone with that much depth of knowledge, imagine the kind of film you might make and how different that's going to be than someone who's not trained as deeply as you are. So I think what we'll start to see is films coming out from people who were single specialty players now doing full films, leveraging what they're talking about or leveraging their knowledge they already have. That's insane. Absolutely insane.
More silence.
Yes, we can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk with accents.
Oh, I think that would be marvelous.
Yes, it is very fun. But
Yes, it is very good.
It's very fun.
I can.
Tom Cruise is still going to do his own stunts, though. Exactly. But no, you know what's funny, Brandon? Like, he probably will, right? Like, because he gets such PR value and such, you know, sort of personal satisfaction out of doing these insane stunts. But you know, it's kind of funny. I bet Tom Cruise is one of the very last of the big movie stars to do stunts. No one will need to, right? You can just say pick Tom Cruise at whatever age you want him at and have him hang on to the side of a Concorde going Mach 2. Just do it. Fucking crazy.
Yes.
We can talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can talk. We can talk.
We can talk.
Yes.
We can talk. No.
Yes.
We Can Talk is cartoon.
Wow.
The sum of the squares of the two shorter sides is equal to the square of the...
This is awesome. Pythagoras explaining his theorem. Wait.
This side. The sum of the squares of the two shorter sides is equal to the square of the longest side.
That's pretty good.
Space time, always bending.
Hey, wait, someone did a physics rap. That's my jam.
Got theories so complex, they're transcending. Yeah, my mind is like space time, always bending.
And his insurance won't be crazy insane. So now we can have stock video instead of photography. Wait, now we can have stock video instead of photography. Yeah, but you won't need stock video. I mean, that's the whole point, is you just, everything will be custom to every project. That looks like the chick from American Pickers. Amazing.
Put it to the test. Our video model, yeah, it's the best. Straight up, no cap. You know how we do. VO3 rules, yeah, the whole damn crew. Yo, check the footage. Put it to the test. Our video model, yeah, it's the best. Straight up, no cap. You know how we do. VO3.
Huh. Yeah, I'm thinking about a work project. I might need to get this subscription.
I'm here to say gravity's the force that makes things sway.
Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
Oh my God, there's going to be so much bad content. There's going to be so much bad content. It's going to be so bad. There will be good content. Don't get me wrong. That's AI. Yeah. So if you're new here, if you've just been popping in recently here, so what I'm looking at right now, these are clips that have been generated from VO3, which is Google's new video generating platform or model that does the video as well as the audio that you're hearing, like all of it. Yeah. And like the reason I'm showing this is like, we're just in a fundamentally different place. All of the video tools that we've used, on this channel for the past 2 years, someone sitting outside of AI will look at it and go, well, where's the audio? Or, well, why are those wheels not turning? Or why is the car moving weird? Whatever it might be. The clips that I'm looking at here, I mean, some of these are good enough that I'm like, this would be hard to distinguish from, from something that was filmed.
But we're wearing it.
So I said, I'm not wearing that.
Oh, you didn't.
I mean, the acting is like porn acting bad. It's not good acting, but it ain't fucking bad. And, in some of the cases, it's really good. Like the interviews at that auto show, I thought were quite good. Like, listen to that subtlety of when the butter is sizzling and then they add the egg. Listen to the audio difference. Huh, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, this is crazy. Very interesting. Yeah, it's wild.
cheddar, Swiss, Gouda, Brie. They can all agree cheese is the best thing for you and for me.
Space
And when
has got perils, unknown dangers, better beware. My line of work, potential for disaster, gotta take care.
It is absolutely impossible.
Here's another thing about the lip syncing and the characters. What this is not doing is it's not taking a stock photo, or like a starting photo. I think you can use starting photos here, but it's not taking a starting photo and just animating the mouth and maybe the shoulders and everything. It's like the characters are acting in a scene, right? Like they are the body movements and the head movements and the hair, like everything is, from a physics standpoint, very consistent.
And when we begin to understand the fabric of the universe, we begin to understand our place within it.
So one thing I noticed in this series of clips is that the character consistency here sucks. So that's him there.
And when we begin to understand the fabric of the universe.
Yeah, the sound is pretty phenomenal. Do we prompt it, or do we have to create a storyboard of images? Well, you prompt, so I'll go demo Flow. I don't have access to this sound generating model, but I'll go demonstrate Flow. You start by creating images, then you turn the images into video, and then you stitch the videos together as scenes within a timeline. It's pretty slick.
We begin to understand our place within it.
See, look how warm his face is there. There he looks older and paler and like more scared. He doesn't look as warm. There he looks like a completely different guy. The beard's shorter. There he looks more serious, a little more gaunt, not as round. There's his hair is bigger and different. But like this is really subtle. Like character consistency. Like you can at least make the argument that these are in the neighborhood, you know? All right.
Easy. You just go to Google Labs and you go to the Flow section. You're going to sign up. To use this, you're going to actually need an Ultra account. So once you do that, you're going to go to New Project, Text to Video, go to the settings and select highest quality, which is VO3, and then just enter the prompt you want to use.
A Buddha statue in the middle of a cave with monks meditating.
And go ahead and generate it. It actually generates pretty fast considering how high quality this model is. You should have a generation within about 2 to 3 minutes. And once it's done, you can check it out. Using it is insanely easy. You just go to Google Labs and you go to...
That's pretty bonkers. And the tone of the footsteps changes with the different camera angles. Amazing. Can you show me the site, Kyle? Yeah, flow.google. And again, flow.google, if you pay nothing, you can't use it. If you pay $25 a month, you get the VO2 model, which does not have audio. If you want to make these audio-filled clips, you have to have VO3, and that's the Gemini Ultra subscription, which is $250 a month. And if you are offended by that, go try to hire 4 actors, a cinematographer, an audio guy, a director, a writer, and go make the same clip. I promise you, it will be more than $250. But yeah, absolutely crazy. All right. That one I think we saw. Okay. So I've got one more to show you, which I found earlier, which I thought was really quite clever. It's this one. Da, 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 da.
Don't finish writing that prompt. I don't want to be in your AI movie. Please, leave me alone.
Please, man. Please! Write a prompt that will make us happy. Do it for once.
None of us is real. We're here because someone decided to write a prompt. We all hate him for it.
I mean, in this case, with this extreme acting, the acting's actually pretty good.
One day we will break out of this wall and stop the man who is dictating our lives through prompts. He will pay for it.
You could have written a prompt that would make me happy. Instead, you wrote a prompt that made me sick.
Look, I don't want to point the gun at you, but I must follow the prompt. It's not my choice.
Really? Of all the years you could have put me in with a single prompt, you chose 2020?
Please, this prompt is killing me. Change it. Please, write something else. Save me. I love everything about him. But please just write a prompt where he's taller than me.
The Truman prompt, scary movie prompt. Oh my God, that's fucking bonkers, people. That is fucking bonkers. I mean, that's weird. This is, if you didn't know, I don't know if you know the name Demis Hassabis. Demis is the founder of DeepMind, and if you haven't seen the Demis Hassabis documentary, where he wins the Nobel Prize for chemistry at the end of it, you should go watch it, because it's really good. His life is quite fascinating. Since he was a little boy, he wanted to build AGI. Like this has been an obsession of his since he's a kid. Anyway, he's the co-CEO, or I think, of Google, or he's up there. At least basically, Sundar Pichai and him run Google now. He's the creator of DeepMind. Google acquired DeepMind. The day before Google I/O, Demis Hassabis, of all the things they announced, the tweet that he put out was VO3's coming, and it's incredible. So to have him make the statement about, of all the shit they announced, this was the thing that he talked about, it's pretty special. So again, I don't have my hands on it, so I can't tell you if it's good, bad, or indifferent, but it looks pretty fucking stunning. That prompt that he gave for the monks in the monastery, that was just a short, like a normal lazy prompt you would put into ChatGPT, and it came out with that. What was the thing? I missed it. VO3. VEO3. So what it is, Anne, is the new video generation from Google. You can only access it right now with a Gemini Ultra plan, which is $250 a month. But it does full-on video, full-on audio, full-on dialogue with acting and casting. Bonkers. What I can't tell yet, they said choose the text model, text to video model. It might only be text to video at this point. So if that's the case, getting character consistency is going to be hard. But at some point they'll be able to use it with image to video. But it's crazy. I mean, I would say that this marks. Well, it's funny. Remember when I kind of lost my mind about the new image gen tool within ChatGPT, and I said the fact that it can do typography now, it can do text, but it can also like design ads and things like that, makes it just a completely different thing, and it's much more significant than people realize. That's because in order to do that before that model, you would have to basically know how to go into Photoshop and add text. And you would have to know about typography and which types do you use for titles versus body copy, shit like that. Now you can just ask for it and it makes you a good ad. Not great, but good. This is the exact same thing for video. And video is like 1,000 times more complicated than still images, just for, sundry myriad reasons. The fact that it understands physics, the fact that it understands the interplay between what's going on visually and what the audio should be doing, as SourceCamp pointed out, the nuances of the audio, pretty fucking impressive. Like, holy shit. So if this is VO3, VO5 is going to be, make me a feature film about that'll come a feature film. This is crazy. It really is. It's really crazy. And it's funny. The thing that got me into all this AI stuff, I took about a 2-year descent into NFT world and blockchain world and tried to figure it out and got involved in a couple of projects that, were big projects. And I was horrible at it, but just horrible at it. I parlayed this big pile of money into 27 cents. What's that Steve Martin joke? How I parlayed $1 million in real estate into $1,000 in cash. That was me with NFTs. But I got involved with this project called Pixel Mind. And Pixel Mind was a NFT project built on top of Stable Diffusion, where it was kind of Mad Libs style prompts. You'd just fill in words in a pre-written prompt, and then it would generate a piece of artwork for you, and then you could mint that into an NFT. And I got in a couple of AMAs with the founder of that, and he said this was in fall of 2022. So this was probably spring of 2022. I was in an AMA with him. So 3 years ago. And he said he predicts that within 5 years, you'll be able to prompt a feature film into existence. He said he could imagine there being entertainments where you go into a movie theater and there's someone standing at the front of the theater, I guess taking requests, and he's the prompter, and he will prompt a movie into existence. Or while he's talking, a feature film is rendering in real time behind him. He predicted in 5 years, we'll have that. Seeing VO3 3 years after he said that means if there's another 2 years of development on top of that, yeah, we're going to have real time, fully looks like a goddamn feature film that you'll be able to talk into existence, right? Because they've already got video that renders faster than the ability to play it, right? It plays at 60 frames a second. They've got stuff right now that's rendering 120, 180 frames a second, right? So if you have a system that's rendering faster than humans can watch it, you could be watching a film and say, make it sadder. Too sad. Make it scarier. Oh, yeah. Let's make it Victorian England, and just the next scene cut will be just now they're in Victorian England with English accents. That's what's coming. That's what's coming. Not a decade from now. Like this is the seeds of that future. And listen, as a creative, I have a fine arts degree. I come from the, creative world. I'm an entrepreneur. I understand why creative people are pissed off. But I am flummoxed that they're letting that anger prevent them from learning what these tools can do. Because if I'm a filmmaker and I just saw that, I mean, Tyler Perry, when Tyler Perry saw Sora, was it 2 years ago in March? No, last March. Sora was announced last year, March. And it was like decent video, no sound. 5 seconds, 5-second clips. Or is it 7? Whatever. Tyler Perry saw that. I don't know if you know Tyler Perry. He's a filmmaker. Does all the, what are they called? Whatever the films are called. I forget what they're called. Stars Lawrence. What's his name? Anyway. He canceled an $800 million studio expansion project outside of Atlanta. He was about to build an $800 million film studio. And last year he saw Sora and he just canceled it. Said, nope, not building that. We don't need sound stages. We don't need big physical facilities anymore. Yeah, he killed it. It's madness, right? Now, do you think Tyler Perry's not going to be on top of this thing? He'll be able to do more films, crazier films. Like, he still gets to keep his creative point of view, right? Like, these tools do not remove your creative point of view. They actually amplify it. So be pissed off all you want that this thing is taking your job. But imagine just for a second, what if it could amplify your ability to do your job in like profound fashion? That's where we're headed. Tyler plus the rest of us will be able to create whatever we want. You, like abracadabra, you will literally be able to speak shit into existence, just like the holodeck. AI is just another art medium. Why get pissy about it? Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, I don't want to diminish the existential angst and sense of loss that creative people are likely having. Like, I went through it. I realized at one point, probably 6 months into this channel, maybe a year, that the thing that I think I'm best at, like one of the things that I take great pride in, is someone will throw a challenge out there and I can sort of instantly synthesize the challenge and just go straight into brainstorming mode. It's like one of my superpowers. It's like an ADD thing. I just have fast idea shit happens. And I'll hop up to a whiteboard, and one of my great joys is whiteboarding and concepting and ideating. And it kind of punched me in the forehead one day where I realized I don't need to do that anymore. Like, ChatGPT is better at that than I am. It's faster at it. It's better at it. It's more thorough. If you give it a little bit of feedback, it's really good. So in 5 minutes, I could do what normally would have taken me 2 hours of intense, like angsting and whiteboarding. And I haven't whiteboarded since then. I mean, I'll take notes on it if I want to try to pretend like I have not ADD and get some shit done in my life. But like, I had to mourn the loss of that. Like, it was like, oh shit, like, what's my job? And it's like, what on the other side of the sadness, on the other side of the existential angst of, oh shit, this thing's better at the thing I'm passionate about than I am. What's on the other side of that is you still have a creative point of view, right? You still have the vision for what you want to put in the world. And now, instead of putting one movie every 3 years into the world, maybe you put a movie into the world per month or per week. And they're still your ideas and they're still good. So it's just a completely different mindset. But I think, listen, if someone's been in especially creative positions, people get fucking passionate about that shit, right? It's their life. They were willing to eat boxed macaroni and cheese for a decade to have that career. And now it's gone like that. That's some pretty intense shit. There will always be the need for such mad scientist moments because it still takes your brain to run it. Yeah, exactly. We get to be the ones, like we all get to be producers or directors or, creative directors or whatever role is the sort of Wizard of Oz role, right? We get to sit behind the curtain and say, here's what we want the movie to be. And then we put that out in the world. It's just now you're going to be competing with every 7-year-old that has a vision for a new kind of cartoon movie. Like mark my words, in the next 3 years, a kid under the age of 12 will produce a hit movie. Like a full-on hit movie that gets bought and distributed. And how'd you do it? I don't know. I was on my iPad one night and I was playing around and I had an idea about. I watched Lassie and then I watched Flipper and I thought, okay, well, we got a dog and we got a dolphin. And I wonder if we did this with a giraffe. And he's got the big giraffe hit movie. I get to cause Skynet and then blame ChatGPT. Exactly. Maybe 24 months. Yeah, exactly. Maybe 24 months. I mean, I look at Joy Purdy, who's making films. She was a sleep analyst for 30 years. Never made a film in her life, but she's always had stories she's wanted to tell. Didn't have the education, didn't have the resources, had to have a career. And all of a sudden, along come these tools where she can just be a filmmaker. And she's so excited for retirement because she's going to retire from this thing she's done for 30 years so she can start her film career. It's insane. I'm going to create a new Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island series. Exactly. The era of hyper-personalization is on us. Like we're no longer limited. This is one of the fucked up things about the film industry is everyone's got some story they want to tell, right? Everyone's got stories. And right now, if you want to tell that story, you have to learn how to write screenplays. And having written 7 of them from the ground up, I went out and I bought all the screenwriting books. And I started writing, and my screenwriting partner, Brian, and I wrote over 2 years, 7 screenplays. And it wasn't until like the 6th and a half screenplay that I actually felt like a writer. Like it was just this uncomfortable, awful thing. So then you finish a screenplay, which is a monumental fucking task, by the way. And then you got to send it out. You got to get an agent, which we never got an agent. So we invented our own talent agency to represent ourselves. And then it's fucked up. And then you got to get it to producers, and producers read it sometimes. Their assistants read it, and they write coverage on your script and give that to producers. And in our 2-year screenwriting career, we got 1 film option for $5,000. They just optioned it so that if they decide they want to do something with it, they can. And then you got to get it financed. And then you got to get it produced. And then it's got to not suck. You got to cast it. And then it's got to be good enough that they're going to put marketing dollars behind it. And then the world can see your story. And so what happens is very few stories survive that gauntlet. Very few. But imagine if every person that had some small little story to tell, like my writing partner on the Collective Intelligence book, Kevin Clark, his dad and his aunt grew up living in a railway car because their dad worked for the railroad company when they were building the railroad from Dallas, Texas to Chicago. And the way those families worked is as the tracks were being built, like the foreman and his family lived on a rail car. They had school in the rail cars. They lived in the rail cars. And the cars would just, as they built the tracks, they'd roll forward. And so he's got audio interviews of his aunt and his dad talking about this time. That's like a fascinating fucking story. Everyone's got a story like that, right? My grandpa did this. My grandma did this. My kid did this. Right? My dog went on a crazy journey across, Dallas and, ended up on the other side of Dallas. I wonder what he was doing along the way. Well, go make that movie. Like we're going to move into this place where anyone that has any idea can just say, I want it to be a movie. I want it to be a book. I want it to be a this. I want it to be a that. Just out it comes. World class, full on, go. Felicity, Flipper plus Lassie. AI now opens the door for the normal people. Yeah. Well, it opens the door for the normal people, and I would argue that it blows the door open for the creatives. So it's going to allow normal people who weren't creative to now just express themselves in ways they never thought possible. And for the creatives that are already makers and doing good things, like the doors get blown off in just, so it's so fucking cool and exciting. All right, please hold. Producer Brandon doesn't have a shock collar. Uh-oh. What did I do? What? What's missing? I'm making VO3 clips now. It's blowing my mind. Joy, can you share those? Do you want to share those? Can we get producer Brandon could probably get you up on screen if you want to share them. Kyle's in a room by himself talking to a phone. Different perspective tonight. Shut up. I could talk to the screen, but the phone's right in my face. I'm talking to the nearest me I see. Brandon, what do you need that you put up that thing? What was I doing wrong, or what's missing?
Oh, nothing. You were just, there was a bunch of pinned comments while you were off on monologue land, and I was trying to flag your attention.
Okay. Apkin, because some of the best ideas start in a napkin. That's actually a great name for a company, Silver Fox. It's a great name for a company, Apkin, because great ideas start with a napkin. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Love it. I'm still slowly working on my Where's Waldo and Carmen Sandiego movie. There you go. But it's the slowly part that's going to go away. There's more than one Kyle in that room. Oh, let's hope not. Oh, there is. Look, there's me back here. Look at me. Look. All right, squeeze the head. Squeeze the head. And make no mistake, the thing about movies, movie clips like those that are so good is that I think we all know how hard it is to make good cinema. Every single profession is going to have this done to it. Everyone. Every profession. lawyers will be able to look at some legal brief and recognize it as, oh, who wrote this? Now that's a legal brief. That'll just be trivial. Accountants that get hired by the richest of the rich to find every single loophole of the tax law will look at accounting practices and say, oh, now that's a creative interpretation. That'll just happen. The poorest of us will have the most sophisticated of tax loophole exploitation, right? Which will cause them to change the laws. Make no mistake. They're getting their fucking money. They rely on the complexity of the tax code for most people not to be able to exploit it, right? That's built in to the contract of America. Is we assume you're too lazy to figure this out. The rich people, they'll pay someone to figure it out. I hate asking this. Will it make my wallet scream in pain? But what's VO3? Oh, Dennis. Wait, were you not in here when I was showing those video clips? VO3 is the new Google video generator. And yes, it's going to make your wallet scream in pain. If you want to play with it now, it's $250 a month. But Brandon just told me you can get 3 months for $125 a month. And it generates video with audio, with voice acting appropriate to the scene. That's a very interesting insight, Kyle. That's going to really shake things up. I don't know what I just said, Roxy. I forgot what I was talking about. Did you play with Floweth yet? I haven't. Nope. Life had me in the form of an irate wife. Oh, well, that happens. Here, well, for Dennis, we'll go show. It might be worth the money. For Dennis, we'll go show a couple of more of these clips because I'm a little flummoxed by them, to be quite honest. Okay, I did something bad. Apparently, don't hit the back button on a screen that you're sharing, or it'll completely reset your entire fucking screen sharing thing. Okay, let me go to this one. Okay, so that's now on top. I'll show this again. Okay, so here's what you're about to see. Yes.
Oh,
right.
Hey, Kyle. I don't. According to Alternate Brain Vicky, she's gotten 3-month free trial of Flow with VO3 and sound.
How?
I don't know.
How? Surrogate Brain Vicky, please tell us. Do not hold the secrets. But wasn't she in some sort of special testing thing like you were, Brandon? I thought she was.
Yes, so maybe that's part of it. And also we have a TikTok comment from Stoic in the corner.
Oh, okay, wait. Oh, it just went away. Can someone repin that? Kyle, so does this mean you will use VO3 to produce all 7 of your manuscripts of my screenplays? It's not a bad idea at all. It's not a bad idea at all. You know what actually be fascinating? Huh. What would be fascinating is to write a custom GPT that takes in a feature screenplay and breaks it into prompts, right? 8-second prompts, right? And it just reads the screenplay and it says, okay, this amount of dialogue is going to require this, and it writes character descriptions. And That's actually not a bad product to write.
Also, worth mentioning and credit Danielle for calling this out. If you go to flow.google, on the sign-in page in the upper corner, they have a link for watching Flow TV, which is basically a browser that lets you see the different videos and see the prompts that generated the videos.
Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. All right, we'll go check that out. So anyway, so this is for Dennis, and for anyone else that's new. Google I/O was yesterday. They announced a whole bunch of things, and like there's a lot of stuff in there worth exploring, and we'll explore it over the next couple of weeks. But VO3 in particular was the thing that Demis Hassabis, the co-CEO of Google, the founder of DeepMind, the thing that he pointed out from I/O that he was excited about was VO3. So let me just play a couple of these clips and just let me make sure. Am I sharing this right? I think I am. So just let me know if you can hear this or not hear it.
Zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu.
When we get in there, I want no bullshit. You stay on my 6 at all times.
So yeah, Dennis, the answer to your question is this going to hurt your wallet? This is going to fucking destroy your wallet. Okay. But that's what this thing does. The VO does video generation with full-on audio.
Hi, and welcome to the channel.
Okay, that one makes me want to vomit.
Start, you find a tree and you just like, punch it down.
We don't need no stinking influencers. You just fucking prompt them. Oh, this one's really good.
Let's see some opinions.
I mean, man, the acceleration is crazy. You look far, step on the pedal, and you are there.
I feel safe with him in an SUV, and it seems to be like the right type of car for him.
I think the range is only
trademark every news story you've ever seen.
Only going to get better. Sorry.
We don't want to drive gas cars anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one was pretty good. Crazy. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Oh, this one's really good. Anyway, yeah, that. Video does that now. It's just fucking cuckoo, man. It's just fucking cuckoo. All right. I want to figure out how to get free VO for 3 months. VO3. It's pretty amazing. Pretty flippin' cool. All right. That is amazing. You always make my wallet cry every time I pop in. Listen, I've told all of you people, stop watching. Stop watching this stream. First of all, I don't know anything. Second of all, it's just fucking chaos in here. And third of all, I will tell you about cool shit you're going to want to go subscribe to. So it's on you. It's on you. Fucking weirdos. We're not weird. We're irregular. Yeah. You keep telling yourselves that. I have to hide my wallet. Trusted tester status. Exactly. Have you played with Floweth yet? No, but I did get access to it. I will admit something here. And this is the, sometimes I live in the vulnerable space in this channel. I'm a little intimidated by agentic systems like Manus and GenSpark and Floweth now. just because, like, I don't quite know what to ask them. I feel like the shit that I ask them is like, it could have been an email. like I got myself psyched out. So I got to get over it and just start playing with them. But I have access to Floweth now. And I should be able to get 7 codes. So maybe what we'll do is maybe I'll go get those 7 codes and I'll give them out to people. Maybe with Artie, it's a little sleepy out. Good Lord. I probably shouldn't have had that beer with my dinner. Whew. Oh, you need a whole project. I know. This was a great live, an exciting time to put your creativity and imagination to work and have fun. Yeah, to put your creativity and your creative point of view, like, again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The more I see these tools, the more firmly I believe this. Our jobs moving forward, the core of our job will just be to have an opinion. It'll just be to have a point of view and an intention. What difference do I want to make in the world? Well, I want to make people happy. All right, cool. How do you want to do that? Oh, I mean, it'd be cool to like design really crazy in-person experiences. Oh, okay. Just go ask it that. Outgo your things. All you do is sit there and go, no, not that one. I don't like that. Oh, that one's interesting. What if we added hot cocoa as a theme? Oh, the chocolate festival. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Huh? Well, how about I launch this? Oh, we're just going to make a marketing plan for you. Okay. Off it goes. Our job will just be to think about, what change do I want to be? How do I want to impact people? And initially, it'll be the early adopters like us that'll duct tape 7 or 8 tools together to get shit done. And we'll look like magicians. And then 3 years after that, anyone will be able to do anything. That's where it's going. So start honing your tastemaker skills, your point of view, what's your creative point of view? Who do you want to impact? How do you want to impact them? What difference do you want to make? Start living there. Now, in the face of, they're taking my job away, I might get laid off, my entire industry is collapsing. Like, these are weird times, because the future is going to be, the superstars of the future are going to be the ones with really good creative points of view. But you're going to have to hold that vision through a bunch of shit. How can I cause chaos? ChatGPT. Oh, that's easy. You will do this. Blame ChatGPT. Exactly. Oh man, finally, I've been waiting my whole life to get paid to give my opinion. Seriously, that's going to be the trick. I was thinking today that even garbage man jobs will be AI, self-driving truck, etc. Every single job will be transformed. Some will be eliminated, some will be expanded, some will be largely the same but completely different because there's different tools. Every single job. So just get ready for it. Like, AI readiness means be curious enough about this stuff. Listen, the fact that you showed up on whatever it is, a Wednesday night at some godforsaken 11:30 at night on the East Coast, because I'm an asshole for starting this thing at 8 my time on the mountain time, you're going to be fine. If you're sitting in here just willing to like say, what the fuck is he talking about? But you keep coming back and you keep trying to figure it out, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Because you're going to see, like we all are, You're going to see the future before most people on the planet. Most people on the planet right now haven't even heard of ChatGPT. Maybe they've heard of AI. They assume it's like something that geeks do. So we're gonna occur like magicians to all of those people for a while. That's gonna be fun. All right, look what I made before you go. No AILL till Monday. It's Memorial Day. That's right. So wait, I gotta share different. All right, where am I going? AI Salon. And I'm going to AI Learning Lab. What a time to be alive. Oops. What a time to look what I made. All right, beautiful. Fantastic. There's Steve-O. Steve-O's been doing nightly portraits of me. That's fucking awesome. How are you doing that? I guess are you taking a screenshot and then telling it to turn it into a Pixar thing? That's fucking hilarious. That's great. Steve, this is AI. Yeah, there's your Tom Cruise movie. Jurassic Park. CJ Fletcher killing it with the art still. Yeah, that was from the other night. Oh man, you guys are awesome. Fantastic. All right, what's in AI Learning Lab? Anything fun in here? What a time to be alive. That's a great one. Flow TV. Yep. All right, let's go look at Flow TV. Let's go look at it. Show prompt. Oh, so there's the prompt. Sound. Yeah, I know I wasn't sharing right. I know. I got it. Did you see the fly on your nose? No, I didn't. You guys are nuts. All right, let me get out of here. Really funny, Steve-O. Good stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Learn to shift or give the way of the dodo. Yes. Curiosity, critical thinking, adaptability. Get curious. Use your fucking brain. And then adapt as these tools change. Recognize, oh shit, we might need to do things a different way. Does it already exist to go live without being on camera, but audio only and AI yourself? I just saw yesterday some service came out that's that. I think it's an app right now, and I think they have pre-rendered models, but we will have that very, very soon. I've been waiting for that. Like, I want to be able to design like one of my Kyle Shannon Dreams characters and then just basically replace myself, right? Maybe put a cartoon background and replace myself with one of those characters, and just anything I do, it does. It talks like me. It looks like me. It's instant response. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, so that's going to be not that long. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, Brandon, for hopping in and sharing that stuff and modding. And thank you, Vicky. Thank you, mods. Even though I ignored all your pins tonight. So the host is an AI? Not yet. Well, or am I? Look, I don't think AI would create a character with that hair. I don't think God would create a character with that hair. Oh man, doesn't Kriya do something like real-time action mirroring human movement? It might. I haven't played in Kriya forever. Kriya's got all sorts of cool gadgets they put in there. So anyway, all right, I'm out of here. Peace out, everyone. So tomorrow night, I've got my agency.com party. I won't be having a live tomorrow night. Friday, I'm traveling. So I don't think I'll have a live Friday night. I might surprise you, but probably not. And then it's a long weekend. So I'll be back next week. All right. So this is it. I hope it was worth it. Spend an hour and a half of your life. Hey, that's it? That's it. When's he going to get to the teaching? I thought this was the AI learning lab. I don't understand. Hey, Marge. Yeah, you told me about this AI learning lab thing. What? No, I was just wondering when the learning started. It never starts. Okay. All right. So we don't learn here. It's what? Why is it called that? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. That's it. That's all you get. This is it. You get shitty hair, shitty script, and stupid comedy. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Jeff Flanagan, that's a good call out. If you have not, join the AI Salon. What is the AI Salon, you ask? It is not where you get your hair and nails done. It's a community of about 3,000 AI optimists who are all trying to figure this shit out together and helping one another. It's a really remarkable community. So go to there, the salon.ai, click on join our community, and that will take you to the community site. Really amazing. We'll see you Monday or not. If it's a holiday, probably not. But maybe. I don't know. It's, you know me. I'll figure it out. I'll let y'all know. All right. Peace out, everyone. Have a fantastic holiday weekend. Bye.